triple-digit gain for the Dow Industrials, depending on what oil does. At the moment, oil is down. Stocks look like they're going to go up a little, but the whole day will play out, I think, around the price of oil. Right, it's 9:30 exactly. Where are we in the early going? Up 35 points. That's the initial check. Now up 50 points. Looks like we're going to be up about 100 by the time we get up 45 points, up 44 points. I still believe we'll be up 100.
Slowly but surely.
Buy something.
Yeah.
Come on, it's Monday morning. Get on with it. Who's with us? I'll tell you. Ashley Webster, Liz McDonald, Scott Shellady, and Jeff Sica, our market bear. That will be Jeff Sica. So we're going to start with Jeff Sica. We were all told we were going to get a Santa Claus rally. We don't have a Santa Claus rally. I guess you were right. Is that right, Sica?
Well, every year, 20 years hearing about this Santa Claus rally. The bottom line right now is this market is extended beyond where it should be. So anybody who's just going to buy because of the predicted Santa Claus rally, I think, is wasting their time.
We're up 100 points. Is that not a Santa Claus rally?
You know what? This is very typical. We get these big sell-offs, and then we get these rebounds. The traders love to come into these big declines and ride a little bit of the bounce. I don't think anybody should pay much attention to this. They should really look at where we're at and what we have to be concerned about.
How many people said Dow 18,000 by the end of the year?
Quite a few.
Quite a few on your
Jeff
show.
Sica did not.
No, Jeff Sica did not.
Let's be honest about it.
Right.
I'd love to take him to task, but no, he did not say that. He's always been bearish, and now we're up 128. You've got to look at the price of oil. I think that's what leads this market. Right now, it's down another 50 cents a barrel, 34.23, just holding on to $34 a barrel. It just has that feel as if we're about to see another plunge. What do you say to that, Scott?
Well, yeah, we'll trade lower, Stuart. We can't trade a ton lower because we're getting closer and closer to zero every day. And I think that we're going to see a Santa Claus rally as soon as we see a Santa Claus recovery. And I don't see that coming anytime soon. So with oil weighing on the market, and I've said this before, oil is going to lead equities next year amongst other things. I think that that's boding not very well for the future. Take a look at that, the continuous commodities index. Like I said on Friday, that is cut in half. And that's a 6-month forward view. So that's why oil does not bode well.
All right, Ash?
Yeah, I think down on the stock exchange last week, bearish sentiment coming through stronger and stronger. Oil, Brent crude today. Brent crude is more widely used oil. Hit an 11-year low today in London. That's worse than even the 2008 financial crisis. I think that tells the story.
Okay, Liz?
Off by 15% since that rancorous meeting at OPEC, and the Saudis and the Iranians continue to pump. Deutsche Bank, watch this, say dollar is going to continue a bull run for 2 more years. That means oil continues to stay low because oil is priced in dollars. Dollar strengthens, oil goes down.
But if we reach a bottom in oil and a bottom in commodities, at that point we bounce back on Wall Street. That's the theory, Jeff Sica, and you're not buying it.
No, because here, oil is telling. Now, obviously, there's a lot of supply. We understand there's too much supply, but we're seeing massive, massive deflation. Oil is telling us something. It's telling us that the economy, the worldwide economy, is slowing down drastically.
Okay, Scott Shellady, I heard you saying yes, and you're nodding your head. I can't see, but you're nodding your head.
Yeah, I am nodding my head because he's absolutely right. I mean, we're not allowed to talk about the big D, which is deflation. We're only talking about inflation. We don't have any. So if we've got these deflationary problems and they go ahead and raise interest rates into an earnings recession, a manufacturing slowdown, where are we going to be in 6 months' time? I absolutely agree. If you're going to say Dow 18,000, you have to ramp up your GD expectations, and they're not doing that.
Okay, last one, Ash.
Last one. Iran, Libya, and now the U.S. Now we've got the ban off of exporting oil. This market is going to be flooded even more in 2016.
All right, we got it. Look at Apple, please, because that stock is in traditional bear market territory, defined by a 20% drop from its high, which was 134. Now it's 107. Jeff Sica, you don't buy anything, but would you buy Apple at 107?
That's always a Apple, I've been saying this about Apple. The bottom line, everybody wanted to feel all warm and cozy yesterday after the 60 Minutes, but the reality of it is Apple is going to have a very hard fourth and a very hard first. The analysts are already downgrading. They can't continue to roll out new versions of old products. They can't continue to count on the iPhone to drive sales. And, I really there's a lot that I wanted to hear from Apple, and we're not hearing any of it. The innovation is very, very anemic right now.
What you're referring to is Tim Cook, who appeared on 60 Minutes last night for a lengthy interview. Chief Tim Cook, he lost his cool over taxes. Watch this.
this is a tax code, Charlie, that was made for the industrial age, not the digital age. It's backwards. It's awful for America. It should have been fixed many years ago. It's past time to get it done.
This is the guy who's talking about why he doesn't bring Apple's profits back to America because of the 35% tax rate.
$74 billion is sitting off seas, and people saying, hey, be patriotic, bring that money back. He goes, no, I'm going to pay up to 40% on that, and 2/3 of our business are done overseas anyway, and until you change the tax code, that's where the money's going to stay.
I'd like to hear what rate he would bring it back, right? At what rate? Would it be 15%, 20%? By the way, industrial age, you can't move an oil well. Digital companies, internet companies can move easily. And that's what he meant by the industrial age versus the digital age.
But what I don't understand is all these Silicon Valley guys in Northern California, they make oodles of money, and they're big Obama supporters. They're Democrats virtually to a man. What's going on here?
Yeah, that's right.
Have they no influence on the presidency? No influence on the
Apparently
Democrats?
not.
Why not?
Well, I mean, you look at Apple and sophisticated companies, they could take $190 billion offshore. They could save close to $60 billion in taxes, when most companies can't do that. Most companies don't have the ability to do that. I think Tim Cook should just acknowledge that the sophistication of Apple has given him a dramatic advantage.
Why doesn't he acknowledge that 35% corporate tax rate is too high, drop it down, and I'll bring the damn money back?
Right. Just say
He's
that.
done half of that.
Why did he just say that?
Yeah.
Right.
Why doesn't he not just say that? Is it bloody obvious?
Right.
Oh, I'm getting carried away.
Yeah.
Calm down, Stuart.
Deep breath.
To Nicole. Some big name stocks are in a bear market territory. Give them to me, please, Nicole.
Well, there's so many of them that are actually in this bear market territory. What does that mean, right? 20% off the highs, just like Apple. Take a look here. Walmart, Chevron, Oracle, IBM, just to name a few. Walmart, for example, is down 35% off of its recent highs. It is the #1 loser in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And the Dow, which is negative by more than 3% for this year, may see its first down year since the year 2008, when we lost 30% plus. So, I mean, this is a tough one. And when I ask the traders, what do you think? There's more bears, there's more cautionary tone than there's more people who say sell the rallies than say buy the dips.
That's interesting. That's an interesting contribution to the Santa Claus rally versus year-end sell-off. Good stuff, Nicole. Thank you very much indeed. I'm going to call this crunch time for shoppers. We've got 3 companies for you. I'm going to say that this is the ultimate online shopping year. Amazon, FedEx, UPS. They are basically online shopping companies. But look at this. First of all, Amazon, that stock is up. It's doubled this year. It's up 114%. But FedEx, despite this wonderful online shopping year, they deliver the stuff, down 15% this year. And UPS is down 12% this year. Hold on a second. I've got breaking news coming in. What have I got here? Senator Lindsey Graham dropping out of the 2016 race. I just got that just coming in.
Yep.
No financial impact whatsoever, but what are you going to say?
Not a huge surprise.
No.
I don't think. I think there'll be others to follow.
We haven't confirmed this yet. This is an initial report that Lindsey Graham has dropped out, but we should make that clear. It's an initial report, unconfirmed by Fox as of right now.
Yeah. That's right.
Looks realistic to me.
I think so.
He was one of the early ones to go after Donald Trump, and it didn't bode well for him, as has other candidates.
That's right. Yes.
Bush. He was one of the first to do that.
I'll be intrigued to see what happens to Hillary now that Donald Trump this morning is calling her a liar. He's going right after her.
Yes.
I wonder what happens in that little debate there.
Interesting.
As a bear like Jeff Sica got any comment on politics whatsoever?
Well, I mean, I think the money comes into play now. Who can get the most attention? And this is obvious that the money is running out for a lot of these candidates.
Yes.
And that might be the bottom line deciding factor. Trump doesn't need any money. He gets all the attention he needs, but the rest of them need to pay for this.
Right. Look at us. Almost every day we lead with what has Trump said now.
That's right.
That's totally free publicity.
He's over in his apartment.
So I guess it's all our fault. Right. How about this one? It was indeed a record weekend for Star Wars The Force Awakens. So I'll get back to you again, Jeff. You don't buy anything. Would you buy Disney at 109?
Well, that's not true. But I did spend the entire weekend trying to get into Star Wars and couldn't. So I do understand there's a lot of strength to this whole franchise. I know that, but unfortunately, this is a big stock. This stock is going to go with the market. I think they've done a lot of things right historically. I love the media-type companies, but I think Disney is going to be with the rest of the companies. It's the top of the heap, but I still think it's going to suffer.
Okay, Scott, would a commodity trader like yourself buy Walt Disney at $109 a share?
No, I agree with Mr. Sica. I think that you're going to get better prices across the board, especially in this sector going into next year. And more to that point, Stuart, is down here on the floor we have trading cards that have a blue side for buy and a red side for sell. And for 2016, I've ordered a lot more red-sided cards than blue-sided cards.
Oh, by the way, now the rally, it's still there, still triple digits for the Dow. But it's just 105 points up. We were up 140. Why have we come back a little bit? Because the price of oil has dropped some more. Right now, the price of oil is getting perilously close to the $33 a barrel range, $34.07 to be precise. What do you got?
We've confirmed that Lindsey Graham has dropped out of the race.
Oh, confirmation. Lindsey Graham has dropped out of the race. So there's what's moving this market. $34.07 for the price of oil. Not Lindsey Graham. No. $34.07, down 1.9%. Awfully close to that. Over to $33. How about former pharmaceutical chief Martin Shkreli, arrested for securities fraud last week? He says he was targeted. What's this, Liz?
Yeah, and Calabias Pharmaceuticals, breaking news, just fired him as CEO. And what basically he's saying, the authorities are trying to find anything to stop me. That was the attitude of the government. It seemed they didn't like that I raised the price of Daraprim. He's pegging it to that. But the SEC, his former company, and law enforcement is saying his fraudulent activities predate the drug price hike. It dates back to 2009.
He shouldn't have brought attention to himself, should he?
No, but...
But what?
Ego, I'm afraid.
Yeah. A lot of people have ego.
Yes, yeah.
Especially in television. Yeah. Right, check that big board. Now we're up only 97 points as the price of oil comes down. Within moments, we might be at the $33 per barrel level, and you'll see that market come down a bit more. How's this for a headline? A Muslim song performed